We are Dharmahorse Equine Sanctuary and Herbal Stable Yard. We built a track system for our horses in the high desert of New Mexico, where they can live as a herd with enrichments and interactions with each other to give them as natural a life as we can. They have enrichments like scratching brushes. They have the ability to mutual groom, be with each other, run at will with shelters and minerals located at all different stations. They have water, they have feeding stations. Some of them live as bonded pairs. We watch the horses return to joy. A lot of these horses came from situations of neglect. A lot of them are special needs. This little mare was starved nearly to death twice before she was 3 years old. Her life is full of joy now, and some other emotions. This is Peanut. Peanut was in a very neglectful situation. We have brought him back to vibrant health. We have an amazing trainer who works with us and gets these horses and these minis and the other equines, because we have some mules here now, to understand that we are kind, that we care about what happens to them, that we listen to what they have to say. Here Peanut is learning how to load in the horse trailer, and it's not done in a way that creates fear or has an agenda. He learns that he can make some decisions and he can, feel out the situation. He has learned to confidently get in the trailer because he trusts us. And for him to trust us, we have to be trustworthy. It's equally important that he learns to unload from the trailer in a safe way, that everything we do is to avoid fear, to build confidence, to keep that trust in us so that in a situation where we do have to do something quickly, they're not going to question our intentions. We have other miniature equines, 2 miniature mules that we had as intakes recently. Willow was absolutely, in your lap, sweet little miniature mule, and she found a family. She needed her own family. But Pumpkin was feral, or at least unhandled, and truly had a lot of fear. Here is her first pat, learning to come up to our trainer and to have the confidence. It's going to be a slow process, and we can't break that confidence with her. As she became a little bit handleable at liberty, we were able to get a halter on her. It's a leather halter that'll break if she gets in trouble because we have to leave it on her. She is learning now to follow. She has much more faith in us, more confidence. So far, she feels safe in the environment that we have provided. And she's even learning to do some liberty work because she's not feeling like being touched yet. Being touched is a very scary thing by a human, but she's learning, and as time goes by, we will make sure we don't break that trust. A lot of times the liberty work helps a horse have a sense of his own needs being met, of his or her ability to make some decisions just in footfalls. With Sage here, who's had some troubles with his body and with his hooves, being able to just make his own path and move at his own pace in his own position using his body is a lot easier on him than if someone has a line and is kind of pulling on him. We have a wonderful farrier who does the hoof trimming, and we also are teaching one of our skilled helpers the hoof trimming and balancing so that we have a team that can keep these horses sound and safe. All of our horses are barefooted. We don't put shoes on them. If we need to, we'll use hoof boots. But we're working on the whole track system principle that with exercise and proper mineralization, that the horses can create and grow a strong hoof and keep it in balance for what their bodies need. And that's the whole thing. Horses in nature can create a hoof and create a body and create the strength that they need just to be horses. We have water stations all around the track system. A couple are large tubs with automatic water feeding systems, and the horses can go from feed stations to water troughs to mineral stations to scratching brushes. We even have a water bar, and in that water bar are different minerals and things suspended in water for them to choose. We feed 3 kinds of hay. We have a station where we make the mashes, where we have hot water and a refrigerator. The bran mashes are soaked in water and given to the horses to keep their gut motility. A lot of our horses have no teeth. They're very elderly. A lot of them are special needs and have had dental problems. We chop hay. It's alfalfa hay that we can chop with this machine. And we chop the hay so that it can be soaked in copious amounts of water to be chewable, so the horse can actually use what he's taking in and digest it. Never is this hay fed without it being soaked in water. We have an infirmary barn, which was a very important addition because of the elderly horses, special needs horses, and if anybody needs the infirmary, it's right there accessible and works like a dream. We even got another barn identical to it that we are working on this year to get set up. Because the weather can be a real factor for us, and being able to have shelter, all kinds of different shelters, is essential for these horses. We have a lot of options. We blanket, sometimes double blanket, because these horses are in their 30s, some late 20s, some were in their 40s, and high desert weather can be unpredictable, but it also can be very beautiful. We have more sunshine, warm, pleasant days than we do off days. But even in the winter, we do a lot of the healing work. We have a wonderful body worker who helps these horses with the myofascial release, and it's an amazing thing for the injured, recuperating, elderly, different horses that we have here. And the process brings them back to a relaxed state of health, helps all the tissues so that they work in harmony instead of against each other. No tension, no resistance in them. And we are blessed with this. The healing of these horses is always a priority at Dharmahorse, because we do have so many in need of therapies. We have a lot of things. We use moxibustion, herbs. We use all kinds of phytotherapy. We use the red light therapy on many of the horses, on injuries, old ones and new ones, chronic and acute. We have an assortment of hoof boots in so many sizes that we use for soaking when the hooves are in trouble. The dental work is important. Our amazing veterinarian works on tiny and huge horses and checks their teeth every year so that we can take care of things as they come up. We've had a horse with a condition where his incisors had to be pulled. He has healed beautifully and is comfortable now. We've done a gelding surgery inside the infirmary barn, and we have a young horse, which is amazing. We have a colt, young Pepper, who came to us with a healed up broken leg. He's here in sanctuary the rest of his life. Joy for these horses creates joy for all of us.